Alright, Shalom. Before I begin this video, first and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, and double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that continue to rule very well. And Shalom to the hopeful elect that is also doing this work, continually plowing to the very end, enduring to the very end, in all faith, true sincerity, and giving all diligence. Now, I'm going to make this a quick video. I'm not going to make this too long. The topic of this video is going to be centered around the two precepts concerning this world that we live in today compared to the world that existed back in the ancient world. Because as you can see, wickedness has exceedingly polluted the whole earth. Alright, as the scripture said. And as you look around, wickedness is at an all-time high. Alright. You're seeing all types of abominations, all filthiness. Alright. Everything that's evil, you see it here in this world today. But back in the ancient world, you had us, the Hebrew Israelites. We had the law, statutes, and commandments. Alright. And we knew our nationality. We knew the high holy days. Alright. And we basically knew those things. Alright. Before or should I say when Yahweh Shai came on the scene, he pretty much set the record straight. Alright, even though you had, Israelites that had the law, statutes, commandments, they were being hypocrites. They weren't keeping them, man. They'll tell another person to keep the law, and they wouldn't keep it themselves. Alright, but now, as of 2017, the same ones that were back then that were against Yahweh Shai, whom the word initially called Jesus, the same ones that were back during that time, the ones that were against them, they're back today. And guess what? They don't have the law, statutes, and commandments anymore. They don't even know the name of the Most High or His Son. Alright? Which the Heavenly Father's name is Yahweh, and the Son's name is Yahweh Shai. They don't have those names anymore. Alright? For a very good reason. And see, back then, it was it's pretty much, to a certain extent, easy to keep the law. Alright? And to believe in Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. Alright? To a certain extent. But now, as you have here as in 2017, now it's impossible to keep all the laws, man. And it's impossible to keep the law 100%, and to keep the ways of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai 100%, man. Alright? Even though, we show reverence to Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai by keeping the ones that we can keep, it's impossible to keep all of them, man. Alright? And the scriptures speak about that, man, saying that, look, if you even break one of the least commandments, then you're worthy of breaking them all. Okay? So that's why us who are of the hopeful elect, that's why we need to be delivered out of this kingdom, which is ruled by the wicked, which is Esau, which the so-called white man, which is his true biblical nationality, is Edom. We desperately need to be delivered out of this man's hands before we're all destroyed. Alright? Because as we continually live on, this world becomes more corrupt as the days go by. Alright? And if this man is not taken out of power, and he's not put back on the bottom where he belongs, then we'll all be destroyed, man. Okay? Because the world that we live in, man, is corrupt. It's completely wicked, and this place is the place of, even King David said himself, man. I mean, he deemed this as the valley of the shadow of death. All right, because everywhere you look is death. All right, anything that you set your hands on is death, man. All right. So, like I said before, man, this world that we live in is or should I say the topic. Going into these two precepts that I got up, which you see one of them right now. The entrances back then were wide and sure, like the scriptures say. Okay, so it was easy to keep those things which were written. Now, as is today, now it's gotten even more narrow. All right. This actually goes into how the righteous should suffer the straight things. All right, where it speaks about the parable where it says how can you come into the bride if you don't go through the narrow? Roughly paraphrasing. So we have to suffer, man. We have to go through the straight and narrow to get to the bride, which is the kingdom. Okay, and that's the journey that we've taken. Us being in this thing of ours, man, this faith, this truth. All right, this is our occupation. So we're gonna do, Lord willing, we're gonna endure to the end. Okay, so now starting out with 2 Ezra chapter 4 verse 26, it said, "Then answered he me and said, The more thou searchest, the more thou shalt marvel, for the world hasteth fast to pass away." So it said, the more thou searchest, the more you're gonna marvel. So we, us is in this thing of ours, this truth. We've been searching, man. All right. We've researched. We researched. We studied. All right. Starting with the apostle elders on down, and things have been revealed to us, and we marvel at it. Or we marvel at how much wickedness is here, man. Because that's the thing, man. Before we came into the truth, we were asleep. All right. In other words, we were asleep and we didn't know what was going on around us. All right. But now that our eyes are open, our spiritual eyes are open, now we know what's going on. Now we know how much this place is, how much wicked this place. It's like we know how wicked this place is. All right. And the height of where it is. All right. And it also says right here, it says, "For the world hasteth to fast pass away." It's like the world hasteth fast to pass away. Okay? Because guess what, man? That's why I said earlier, said, look, man, if we don't get out of here, then we're all gonna be destroyed. That's actually a scripture on that, man. All right? Where it says if the days go by like they are, then no flesh shall be saved, roughly paraphrasing. But it says, for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. So us being of the hopeful elect, man, for our sakes, man, the Lord is speeding up the times, man. Okay? And that's why it says, for the world hasteth fast to pass away. Because like I said before, man, everything you see around you, man, is going to be completely destroyed. Okay? And I mean, I'm talking about the whole entire earth. Because Esau is the cancer that needs to be getting rid of, man. This cancer needs to be cured. And if it's not cured, then the whole earth is going to be corrupted and wasted. Alright? So if Yahweh Shem Shai doesn't return and destroy this place, America, and along with Esau, then this place is going to continue to go on a down spiral. Okay? So, moving on from there, I want to get the same book, 2nd Ezra. This time I get chapter 7. Okay. Now, I'm gonna start at verse 11. It says, "Because for their sakes I made the world, and when Adam transgressed my statutes, then was decreed that now is done." All right, because there's another precept in Second Esdras where it speaks about how wickedness is as a seed being planted, and then it brought forth much more wickedness, roughly paraphrasing. And the angel told him, said, "Look, examine and look at how much wickedness that one seed brought about, that one small seed of wickedness brought about." All right. So going back to verse 11, it said, "Because for their sakes I made the world, and when Adam transgressed my statutes, then was decreed that now is done." All right. So that was the beginning of it, man. All right. "Then were the entrances of this world made narrow, full of sorrow and travail. They are but few and evil, full of perils and very painful." All right. So here it is today, man. The entrances of the world are made very narrow, man. It's full of sorrow, travail. All right. It's full of anguish, suffering. All right. It says they are but few and evil, full of perils and very painful. So the entrances are made narrow, and this is the straight and narrow that I was speaking about earlier, man. This is the straight and narrow that we have to go through. Okay. To go through to get into the kingdom of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, which is the everlasting kingdom. Okay. Verse 13 said, "For the entrances of the elder world were wide and sure, and brought immortal fruit." So there it is right there, man. It said the entrances of the elder world were wide and sure and brought immortal fruit, because in the elder world, the ancient world, should I say, we had our nationality. We had the covenants with us, man. We had the laws as the commandments with us. Okay. So back then, you know, men of Israel knew the name of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Okay. But again, here it is today. Israel does not know, and neither do they consider. That's Isaiah chapter 1, starting at verse 3, man. Okay. It says, "If then they," verse 14, "if then they that live labor not to enter these straight and vain things, they can never receive those that are laid up for them." So we have to go through it, man. You can't ride your way into the kingdom, man. All right. You have to go through. You have to go through hell, man, to get to the kingdom, man. All right. That's what we're going through. We're going through hell. All right. In the hopes that we'll be delivered. Okay. And that takes faith to do that, man. That takes faith to step out and actually do that. To actually put your foot put your foot out there, get your feet wet, in the hopes that you'll be delivered, man. That takes great faith to do that. All right. Now, that's pretty much it on this, man. I only had 2 precepts kind of lined up for this video. Like I said before, I didn't want to make this too long. I don't know how long I made it, but Lord willing, this was in a good amount of time to catch Jake's attention. Because you know how Jake is. Jake's attention span is not that great. But anyway, with that, man, Lord willing, you can edify with this video. And until next time, once again, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that continually rule very well, that's feeding the flock through the spirit and power of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai. Double honors to them, to our teachers, our mentors, our leaders, the leaders of Israel. And shalom, and much due honors to you members of the Hof Elect that is also continually pushing forward and spreading this gospel to the other members of the elect in all faith, true sincerity. And with that, I'm going to say shalom.